Hey guys, Alex here with Alex's Agamids, and in this week's video, it's actually been a video that's been requested by quite a few of you, and that is the overall process of taming Chinese water dragons. And the truth is, you really can't. Now, I know what some of you guys might be thinking, what the hell, Alex? I mean, you're being a freaking hypocrite. But the truth is, guys, we need to remember reptiles are not domesticated animals. Yes, they are not like dogs, cats, horses, or cows. They have not been domesticated through the thousands of years to be, I guess, essentially tame. So Ozzy here, my male Chinese water dragon, and excuse his nose, you can see he has a little bit of nose rub. Hey, damn, I knew you're so difficult. You are the literal worst. I love you and hate you at the same time. So we need to remember that reptiles are not domestic. Ozzy here, my male Chinese water dragon, is not tame. He sees me as the person that changes his water and gives him food. He does not love me. He does not care about me. If I'm gone for a week, or in this case, months while I'm at university, and my father is caring for him, he doesn't care whether it's me or my father. He just wants to make sure somebody brings food. That is what goes through his mind. Reptiles are animals of pure instinctual basis. They do not bond with their owners. They may recognize certain individuals, but they do not have emotional attachment to them. So Ozzy here, again, I've had him for just over a year, but Harriet, who lives behind me in my giant custom enclosure, she's almost 7 years old, and in those 7 years, her attitude has not changed. She's always just been a calm water dragon. She'll hand feed for me. She'll let me pick her up, but she is not tame. I realize, like you said, this video, what's the point of making it? I feel like the point of this video is for me to explain to you guys that, there's misconceptions out there on reptiles. And in truth, no reptile can be tamed, but they will learn to tolerate their keepers and handlers. And so because of that, yeah, they can be a bit rambunctious, especially, I said, Ozzy here, he's definitely not an animal I take out often. He is more display. And the truth be told, I personally think Chinese water dragons just do better as more of a display animal. Even Harriet, who lives behind me, like I said, she's well behaved, but I don't take her out every week and play with her and, mind boggle her like I could a bearded dragon. However, in this video, I do want to explain to you guys, sort of, I guess you could say, a lecture on how to let your Chinese water dragon become adjusted to you. And so, again, excuse Ozzy here, like I said, I'm just figured for the, damn it, Ozzy. And so I figured, for the sake, he is crazy. For the sake of this video, I would explain to you guys sort of some of my tips for working with Chinese water dragons. And in that little sprint he did you notice I wasn't restraining him? When I have Ozzy out, one, I'm using gloves. That's step one. Like, if you have an adult water dragon, their claws are nasty and they will tear you up really bad, and it is not fun. These gloves already have a ton of scratches from working with them. But I've got some scratches on my arms from him. Yeah, there's a good one right there. When they sprint up my arms, they will cut into your skin. Some of the ridicule I got in my last video, I don't understand. I'm not an expert. I've only been keeping this species in captivity for around 8 years, and I've bred them. So while I haven't studied them, I will tell you that I am not lying when their claws will cut you open. I don't understand why I would be ridiculed for just being safe and, promoting safe husbandry practices and handling techniques. But again, notice that when I'm handling, I'm not restraining him. I do not want to force handle my animal. Ozzy, when he comes out, I actually slide my hand under him, and if he wants to come out, he runs onto the glove. If he doesn't, he runs to the other side of his enclosure. And that is something that you as keepers, especially if you're keeping Chinese water dragons, you need to understand that. Some lizards just do not want to be handled, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in one of my last videos, that Chinese water dragons aren't exactly the cute, cuddly type like a bearded dragon. If you want a water dragon, you need to ask yourself, are you prepared to look at a lizard in a big display enclosure for the next 15 years of your life? Because some simply do not want to be played with. And Ozzy, he's decent about being out. Like I said, that's why I'm out for this video. Plus, you guys haven't seen him in a while. But at the same time, it's just a matter of making sure you know what your animal wants versus what you want. Because if you want to get a pet that you can hold and your water dragon doesn't want you to hold it, that is completely irresponsible of you to force handle that animal and restrain it. Ozzy's just sitting in my gloves. When he runs, I literally treadmill him with my hands. I do not grab him or restrain him in any way. If you do that, that is awful. I seriously hope you don't do that to your water dragon, because that is just such a horrible thing to do. The other aspect that I like to say with taming is go from below. So as I said, I will stick my hand under him and lift him up gently. With Harriet, and I'll show you a little bit of B-roll right now, when I enter her enclosure, I actually kneel down in front of her, so that way I'm at eye level or below eye level with her, so she feels secure. As I've stated in past videos, despite their name, Chinese water dragons are actually semi-arboreal lizards, and because of that, they actually feel a lot safer when you approach them from below, because they like to look down on you. And so, like I said, as you can see, you know, just gentle handling like this. He's looking around. No, you can't. So see, I'm treadmilling him right now. Up. You're not going to move anymore. Ozzy isn't super cooperative, but I felt that he would be a good educational animal for you guys in this video, because I feel that those of you that have Chinese water dragons, and a lot of you guys watch my content for the water dragons, that this will sort of give you an idea on how to work with your animal. Again, they don't tame down, but they can be worked with. But like I said, you saw that quick move. Oh, sorry, but I didn't mean to spook you. He just jumped over onto this hand and I scooped him up with, you know, I'm stuttering because I'm trying to talk to you guys and film a video and make sure he doesn't go rambunctious, because like I said, he is crazy. That's just how it goes with Chinese water dragons. They are not an easy lizard. This is not a species I would ever recommend for the novice keeper, just because of the work that is required to maintain them in captivity. Not to mention between the claws, the space, the cost. You know, I say it in every video. Ask yourself, are you going to spend $20 on a baby water dragon and then be prepared to spend $2,000, $3,000 in vet bills and building an enclosure like this? Because again, I realize that, again, this is a taming video, but I'm trying to cover a couple of the other basic points, that this is not an animal that you can keep in a glass terrarium. So it's something you got to take into consideration. But again, taming, again, see, like I said, this video is going to be sort of a bit of a lecture, not one of my best videos, but I hope it just gets some information out there that you guys can use. So, you know, as far as handling, like I said, you can see that I'm trying to be slow. I keep him up and above me, let him feel good and secure. And then, like I said, the gloves are super important so he doesn't destroy my arms, because he will. Those of you that say their claws don't hurt, I'd like to see you handle Ozzy for 5 minutes and not have blood drawn. Trust me, it happens. And you know, just sort of reading the animal's behavior. You know, he wants to move once in a while. They're very active. They like to move around and run. And so, yeah, you know, it's something you got to be considerate of. Make sure whenever you're accessing your large enclosure, like I said, with Harriet, I actually kneel down and then I reach from above, so that way she is above me and she feels secure. As far as that, that's really all the basics of handling. Like I said, the 3 pointers that I want you to take away from this video as far as handling and working with your Chinese water dragon, because we've already discussed they cannot be tamed, is approach from below, be patient, and never force handle. So like I said, you open the enclosure, you scoop them up gently underneath if you have to. If they run off, then they don't want to be held. As far as force handling goes, that should never be done. Do not restrain your animals. They do not like being grabbed. If you grab them, they think you're a predator that wants to kill them and eat them. If I restrained Ozzy right now, he would tail whip, he would probably poop all over me, and if my finger got close enough, and he has done it before, he would latch down onto my finger. He does not like being grabbed, and ask yourself, would you like to be grabbed behind the head and restrained? No, so why would your animal like that? I realized this video was more of a lecture, if anything, but it was something that I wanted to get out there, and but at the same time, you know, I just know that this is a video that a lot of you guys have requested. You wanted to hear my thoughts on it. And like I said, think about those 3 pointers. That's the best thing you can do. As I've said, Chinese water dragons sometimes are not the pet lizard that you want to play with. And if that's the case, then maybe a Chinese water dragon isn't for you. This has been Alex with Alex's Agamids. Ozzy, my male Chinese water dragon. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. For sure, don't forget to check out the description. I've got all my social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So definitely feel free to check that out. And if you also keep Chinese water dragons, and you might not be able to have all the questions you need answered, I actually started a Facebook group called Chinese Water Dragon Care and Ownership. Myself, as well as an amazing team of administrators and moderators who also keep and breed Chinese water dragons, will be able to help you out with any questions. So don't hesitate to join that group and start asking questions. And hey, if you don't have any questions, join the group anyway and post photos of your water dragons. I love waking up in the morning before school and just scrolling through and seeing my Facebook feed filled with all those photos of your lovely water dragons. Till then, I've been Alex. This is Ozzy, my crazy rambunctious male Chinese water dragon, and we'll see you in the next video. Adios.